Good morning, love. My name is Beth. I am a life coach. I help you find more joy in your life so you can stop being miserable and start having more fun. Today's question is, do you ever doubt yourself that you can achieve your goals? My answer? Yes, quite often. And just so you know, it's fucking normal. Probably 90% of people or more do, and that's why a lot of people don't end up achieving their goals or just changing and making progress in their lives, because your mean brain makes you doubt yourself all the time, makes you doubt changing anything in your life because it wants to stay the same. It takes work and effort to change, and your brain is not here for all that work and effort. It doesn't like all that. It wants to stay the same because it is, one, it keeps you safe, and two, it is a lot more efficient that way. Your brain has to do a lot less effort, and if it's just doing the same thing, if it can just be on autopilot all the time. So when you are changing things, it has to come off autopilot, and that just uses up a lot of its resources, and it doesn't like that. So it is completely normal to doubt yourself. Again, probably well over 90% of people do. But the difference is whether you let that stop you or you keep moving forward even if you doubt yourself. So, and with different things, you might have different success levels on whether you move past doubting yourself. So there are, like, a big thing that you can do to help with that is to reframe your thoughts on that. Because your brain's going to come up with all kinds of, like, terrible thoughts to think, just try to keep you in the same state. So depending on what your thoughts are is how you can reframe them. So, like, for example, a thought that I frequently have is like, I'm not good enough. So a way to reframe that is, I am good enough just how I am, no matter what, just because I am a person. And that is the same for everybody. So that is like a way that you can kind of reframe. You can kind of go the opposite. Now, if it's something that, like, you feel like is very far-fetched and you're like, absolutely not, I can't possibly believe that, then it's not going to work. So you need to find a reframe that you can believe. So let's say you have a thought that I'll never make any money ever because nobody wants to buy my stuff. Okay, so a way you could reframe that, so like the opposite would be like, I'm always making money and I make all the monies, right? You might be like, that's unbelievable. So something that you can, like a reframe that you can do, like that's like a step closer, is I can make $1, right? Like, that's pretty believable. Everybody can make $1. You could make $1 by finding change on the ground wherever you're at, right? So that could be more of a believable thought. So you could do, so instead of being like, I'll never make any money ever, and instead of changing it to like, I make all the money all the time, take it one step. I can make $1. And then once you feel like that's believable, you can bump it up to, I can make $2, or I can make $5, or whatever. So you want it to be a little bit of a reach, but something believable, because we're just trying to change our thought process a little bit, and we're just trying to change the stories that you currently have running, that you've learned over the years, because they're just thoughts. They're not facts, they're thoughts. And so that means you can change it, right? But it takes awareness and practice and effort. So you can, so just changing it to like a baby thought that you can believe is a great way to do it. So you just have to try to catch yourself in the moment. And if you don't catch yourself in the moment to change it, you know, if you think about it later and you're like, oh shit, I had that obnoxious thought, I was supposed to change it. That's okay. Change it, like say it to yourself then, you know. If it's like 10 minutes later or like an hour later, change it then, and you'll get better and faster at recognizing those bad thoughts and changing them to more helpful thoughts. Sorry, there's a bunny, and Chandy's like, ooh, a bunny. She's in stalk mode. Don't worry, she's not gonna get the. She's not gonna get the bunny. It's safe. Don't worry. So, come. Anyway, sorry about that. The joys of like walking a dog and in the nature, right? So, anyway, so I want you to think about that and think about what kind of thoughts that you can change, or that need to be changed, and just try to focus on one. Don't try to focus on a whole bunch of other ones, because you're going to get overwhelmed and then not do it. So just try to focus on one thought that you want to change. Okay? So let me know in the comments if you have any doubt, and then you can also reach out if you need help working through some of that. Anyway, I hope that you have a great day.